Okay, I'm back, y'all, and divinely grateful risings. How are y'all doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Hold on, let me get my camera in order, Lord. Welcome to the message. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling good. You know what to do, ski booski. Like the live, share the love, drop something in the chat that you're grateful for. Let's get in the flow of abundance. Let's do it. Let's get to it. If you are new to the community, welcome. We are so happy and so grateful that you are here. If you's an OG, what it do, Skibooski? Y'all know I love y'all with my whole heartness. So thank y'all for continuing to show up and support. Thank y'all for continuing to support the lives as well. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Turn the notifications on so you're notified anytime I go live or post a video. Kizzle or let's do it. Let's get to it. So we're in the book of Proverbs, y'all. We're in the book of Proverbs. I'm in the NLT. Okay, I'm in the NLT. Which I said, nail check. Listen, first of all, don't be no hater. Let me just show y'all. I still got I got two different sets of nails on. Why? Because I had told her the truth. So when I was so let me just tell y'all know I'm still learning how to, we know, so I'm going to tell them. Spirit them said, hey, y'all, if I don't tell them now. Okay, let me just tell y'all. So y'all know I'm still learning and stuff. And so I had messed up on this hand and I didn't put my primer on, so they started coming up. So I ended up having to do these ones, but these ones ain't started coming up yet. They still good. We going on this week too for these, so they still hanging in there, which is a plus for me, right? Because I'm still learning. And then, but these ones I had to redo because they started lifting and coming up. And so anyway. Nail check. So don't be surprised if I usually be on here with two different sets of nails. Don't be no hater. Don't be judging me. Because y'all, I've been experimenting stuff. We'll talk more about it because I feel like there's some experimentation energy the spirit and I'm going to be talking about, but we'll talk more about that when we get to the message. Let's get into Proverbs 16. There is a box here. Message. Hey, Robin Wagner. There is a box here. It talks about sin. Child, I'm going to have to put it up and do something with it that speaks on Proverbs 16. I guess I'm going to go ahead and read it first, and then we'll go ahead and do it. Here we go. This talks about sin. God gives us freedom of choice, but our choices have consequences and do. We are free to spend our time on our own selfish pursuits, but we may not have friends or a close family life. We are free to pursue wealth at any cost, but we may end up with lots of money and no joy in spending it. We are free to hurt ourselves or improve ourselves, build our family life or tear it down, sin or pursue righteousness, but we must live with the consequences of whatever we decide. In the end, it is better to have wisdom and understanding than gold and silver. Have you thought about the choices you made today and in what direction they will take you? Have you thought about the potential consequences of the choices you've made over the past week, month, or year? Determined to make choices that will produce healthy consequences. The Lord calling us to task, ain't it? He said, I had a friend of mine, childhood, I guess you'd say, but one of my oldest friends. I don't have very many people that I still talk to from like when I was in high school, but he is one of them. Every blue moon, he'll show up on one of my lives. What is his name? What's PJ name on here? Hey, PJ, love you if you ever see this. Anyway, I miss PJ. We used to have coffee in the morning times. Anyway, I'm back. He used to say something, and I can't remember exactly how it goes. It's like, live by your choices, die by your decisions. And that doesn't necessarily just mean like physical death. That could be spiritual. It could be emotional. Like, you got to deal with your consequences. Whatever decisions you make, are you making good decisions? And if you didn't make good decisions, there's always an opportunity to reverse that and make better decisions, right? Proverbs 16. We can make our own plans, but the Lord gives the right answer. People may be pure in their own eyes, but the Lord examines their motives. Commit your actions to the Lord and your plans will succeed, period. The Lord has made everything for his own purposes, even the wicked for a day of disaster. The Lord detests the proud, they will surely be punished. Unfailing love and faithfulness make atonement for sin, but fearing the Lord, why ain't that, child, I skipped the whole line, but fearing the Lord, people but by fearing the Lord, people avoid evil. When people's lives please the Lord, even their enemies are at peace with them. Better to have little with godliness than to be rich and dishonest. We can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps. We know that one. That's Proverbs 16:9. We can make our plans, but the Lord gonna order them steps. The king speaks with divine wisdom. He must never judge unfairly. The Lord demands accurate scales and balances. He sets the standards for fairness. A king detests wrongdoing, for his rule is built on justice. The king is pleased with words from righteous lips. He loves those who speak honestly. The anger of the king is a deadly threat. The wise will try to appease it. When the king smiles, there is life. His favor refreshes like a spring rain. How much better to get wisdom than gold and good judgment than silver? The path of the virtuous leads away from evil. Whoever follows that path is safe. Pride goes before destruction and haughtiness before a fall. Better to live, that's something like kind of like how a warning before destruction. Better to live humbly with the poor than to share plunder with the proud. Those who listen to instruction will prosper. Those who trust the Lord will be joyful. The wise are known for their understanding, and pleasant words are persuasive. Discretion is a life giving fountain to those who possess it, but discipline is wasted on fools. From a wise mind comes wise speech. The words of the wise are persuasive. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. There is a path before each person that seems right, but it ends in death. It is good for workers to have an appetite. An empty stomach drives them on. Scoundrels create trouble. Their words are a destructive blaze. A troublemaker plants seeds of strife. Gossip separates the best of friends. Violent people mislead their companions, leading them down a harmful path. With narrowed eyes, people plot evil. With a smirk, they plan their mischief. Gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained by living a godly life. Better to be patient than powerful. Come on, patient than powerful. Better to have self control than to conquer a city. We may throw the dice, but the Lord determines how they fall. Come, won't he determine? Child, listen, and does you could do whatever you feel like you want to do, but the Lord will have his way. Drop that in the chat. He will have his way. Better a dry crust eaten in peace than a house filled with feasting and conflict. A wise servant will rule over the master's disgraceful son and will share the inheritance of the master's children. Okay, fire tests the purity of silver and gold, but the Lord tests the heart. Wrongdoers eagerly listen to gossip. Liars pay close attention to slander. Those who mock the poor insult their maker. Those who rejoice at the misfortune of others will be punished. Grandchildren are the crown and glory of the aged. Parents are the pride of their children. Let me just say this. I literally told my honey oneies, two of them. Oh no, I told all of them the other day because it's maybe this is just well, I know it's just not just me. My dad, my stepdad, Vernell, love you, Vernell. He has my children, his grandchildren, and child, them is some spoiled rotten grandchildren. That's all I'm saying. We didn't get spoiled like that. I mean, we had what we needed, but and then the children talking about some. It's because we the grandchildren. What that got to do with anything? Anyway, I'm back. Method. Wrongdoer. Okay, those who mock the poor insult their maker. Those who rejoice at the misfortune of others will be punished. Grandchildren are the crown and glory of the age. Parents are the pride of their children. Eloquent words are not fitting for a fool. Even less are lies fitting for a ruler. A bribe is like a lucky charm. Whoever gives one will prosper. Love prospers when a fault is forgiven, but dwelling on it separates close friends. A single rebuke does more for a person of understanding than 100 lashes on the back of a fool. Evil people are eager for rebellion, but they will be severely punished. It is safer to meet a bear robbed of her cubs than to confront a fool caught in foolishness. If you repay good with evil, evil will never leave your house. Starting a quarrel is like opening a floodgate, so stop before a dispute breaks out. Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, both are detestable to the Lord. It is senseless to pay to educate a fool since he has no heart for learning. A friend is always loyal, and a brother is born to help in times of need. It's poor judgment to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for a friend. Anyone who loves to quarrel loves sin. Anyone who trusts in high walls invites disasters. The crooked heart will not prosper. The lying tongue tumbles into trouble. It is painful to be the parent of a fool. There is no joy for the father of a rebel. A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a broken spirit saps a person's strength. Does the wicked take secret bribes to pervert the course of justice? Sensible people keep their eyes glued on wisdom, but a fool's eyes wander to the ends of the earth. Foolish children bring grief to their father and bitterness to the one who gave them birth. It is wrong to punish the godly for being good or to flog leaders for being honest. A truly wise person uses few words. A person with understanding is even tempered. That's that say less. Drop that in the chat. Say less. Even fools are thought wise when they keep silent. With their mouths shut, they seem intelligent. Psalm Proverbs 18. Unfriendly people care only about themselves. They lash out at common sense. Fools have no interest in understanding. They only want to air their own opinions. Doing wrong leads to disgrace, and scandalous behavior brings contempt. Wise words are like deep waters. Wisdom flows from the wise like a bubbling brook. It is not right to acquit the guilty or deny justice to the innocent. Fools' words get them into constant quarrels. They are asking for a beating. The mouths of fools are their ruin. They trap themselves with their lips. Rumors are dainty morsels that sink deep into one's heart. A lazy person is as bad as someone who destroys things. The name of the Lord is a fortress, is a strong fortress. The godly run to him and are safe. Come on, safe. The rich think of their wealth as a strong defense. They imagine it to be a high wall of safety. Haughtiness goes before destruction. Humility precedes honor. What was it? We only have one that was kind of similar to that. Warning before, something like warning before destruction. Okay, I'm back. Spouting off before listening to the facts is both shameful and foolish. The human spirit can endure a sick body, but who can bear a crushed spirit? Intelligent people are always ready to learn. Their ears are open for knowledge, willingness to learn. Y'all know we've been talking about this mentor energy as well. So you got to be willing to learn. You got to be willing to learn from people who've gone before you. And sometimes you can, and even it don't have to just be people that have gone before you. You can learn from people who are in the same kind of situation that you're in. So just be willing to learn. You don't have to listen to what everybody says, nor do you have to implement what everybody says, but there's always some knowledge, some wisdom that can be gained, right? Giving a gift can open doors. It gives access to important people. Put me in the right rooms. Drop that in the chat. Put me in the room, Lord. The first to speak in court sounds right until the cross-examination begins. Flipping a coin can end arguments. It settles disputes between powerful opponents. An offended friend is harder to win back than a fortified city. Arguments separate friends like a gate locked with bars. Wise words satisfy like a good meal. The right words bring satisfaction. The tongue can bring life. Look, the tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences. Life or death is in the tongue. The poor plead for mercy. The rich answer with insults. There are friends who destroy each other, but a real friend sticks closer than a brother. Okay. Communication. Words may appear to be harmless, merely little containers that carry ideas and thoughts, but what they carry can be deadly. Our words can destroy a spouse's self-esteem or a child's sense of personal value. With our own words, we can tear ourselves down by repeating what is negative, discouraging, or simply untrue. With our words, we can discourage or frighten others or destroy their reputation. Our words may be evil and thus violate God's holy ways for us. Words bring consequences as surely as actions do. The end. Okay, the end. You know, Proverbs is simply just it's wisdom, right? It's really just a book of stuff that we can use to help us to have wisdom, like daily wisdom or wisdom in our everyday lives. So all I do it, y'all hurt my stomach because I ain't had nothing to eat today. All I do it, let's get to it. What y'all want to use today? Well, I had got out a couple of decks, so we'll use these and see what's happening. This is the Ascended Masters deck. What we gonna clarity it with, child? Yeah. Oh, experimentation. Look, my nose started itching. I feel like positive change at the bottom of the deck. Well, we received that. Make sure there wasn't nothing else in there. Positive change. So we received that as the first card to come out. There could definitely be some positive change that is on the horizon. Experience. Y'all keep saying that. So let me talk about experimentation. Tapping in with spirit guides, ancestors, angels, and ascended masters of the highest and purest light vibration and energy. If you feel an unction in your spirituals to just try something, do something, like if the Lord tell you to just go ahead and try something, go ahead and do it, because I truly feel like what it's doing is it's calling in this positive change, y'all. So don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to experiment, explore, go on, especially as many of us I know are stepping into like a new adventure, a new part of our destiny. Two cards came out. We'll take both of them. A new part of our journey. You have nurture yourself. That's coming in. Message. Nurture yourself. Mother Mary is on the bottom of that. Some of y'all, this is self-love. Drop it in the chat. Self-love is the best love. And we have you can do it. You can do it all by yourself. Let's get going. Hey, walk it out and walk it out. Archangel Michael, we receive it. You got protection coming in. We receive that. For some of y'all, this is about something that maybe you didn't think that you can do, and Spirit and them coming through like, hey, you got more help and assistance and ability than you maybe give yourself credit for. So we're going to see what else is talking about, y'all. What y'all said? You got, yeah. So for some of y'all, this is about encouragement. Like you may be encouraging yourself and knowing that you can accomplish whatever it is that you're setting out to do. Some of y'all ain't giving yourselves enough credit. Let's see what else. Child. Ooh. You are seeing the situation accurately. It's coming in next. Look at the moon energy. So for some of you, there may be a very positive change on the horizon for you. Some of y'all, I don't know if you questioning like your intuitionals or your connection. I know y'all, I think on one of the messages last week, not I think I know, on one of the messages that I did the other day, I was telling y'all how during the retrograde, especially, I just really felt like a disconnect, and it was like the messages felt few and far between. I ended up speaking to somebody, and they ended up telling me that they kind of was going through like the same thing, having the same kind of experience. This Mercury retrograde, for whatever reason, it just seemed like it was harder than many of the other ones. So I don't know if you experienced that, but I feel like, especially maybe since this Gemini full moon that just passed, which is all about communication, by the way. And then it happened on the same day that Mercury went direct. It's like almost just feeling like maybe the moment that moon energy hit and retrograde ended, like you just really felt that positive shift and that positive change. You have healing. You have health and healing. Some of y'all, this is about taking better care of yourself. I don't know who needs this message, but what we're not going to do is feel guilty about taking care of ourselves. What we're not going to do is feel guilty. Some of us, we have a tendency to beat ourselves up for doing something good or positive or nice for ourselves, but we'll give everything we got to everybody else. So for some of you, this time right now is very important to nurture yourself, take care of yourself, rest. If the Lord has you in a season of rest, you need to make sure that you're resting. Some of you may be very, I don't know, Virgo energy. You may be very focused on your health. It's like some of you, you're just sitting in a period where you are healing. Come on, healing yourself. I'm healing myself. I'm healing myself. I'm healing myself. Shout out Beyonce. That ain't even what she said. She said feeling. But what if y'all know what I had meant? This is about you doing some healing. So maybe this is some personal healing. This could be changing your mindset with this positive change that's back here. We're going to see. We're going to clarity it. But I'm healing myself. I'm healing myself. I'm healing myself. Oh, it was bars. Y'all was jamming, wasn't it? It was. Okay, what else? Child, some of y'all, this could be about, we had a message the other day that talked about confidence, self-confidence, and knowing that you're capable. Come on, yoga. We have yoga that came out. What's at the bottom of the deck? We have priorities. King Solomon that is in this deck. Okay, so we receive it. Drop this in the chat. I am my top priority. I am my first priority. Sometimes you got to be your only priority. Know that. Okay, so what y'all want to clarity with, y'all? Well, yeah, because we didn't use everything, but we'll just use the I guess we'll use the Clarity Tarot deck. What's today? Y'all, we complete. I didn't even record, or I did, but I didn't even think about the fact. First of all, let me say this. Happy birthday to all of my Capricorns. Happy birthday to all of my Capricorns. Today is what is today, y'all? Today is the 23rd. So we have a couple of days. The day I'm recording this, we have a couple of days until Christmas. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. So we had the winter solstice and Capricorn season that started on the 21st. So happy birthday to all my Capricorns. And I received Capricorn energy as well. Y'all, which ones y'all want to use? Oh, we're going to use them for that one. Okay, well, we'll just use the clarity is real and see what happens. What is the positive change that's coming out? Some of you, it's like seeing things more positively. Maybe you're just feeling better about yourself. And for some of y'all, that's the healing that's happening, like really starting to see yourself differently. Some of you, and I think I mentioned this, come on, 75, like really seeing yourself differently. And I feel like just getting your energy back. Mm-hmm. Some of you are like creating positive changes within your life. This could be your diet. This could be like exercise, going to the gym, self-care, like we talked about on here, just really taking care of yourself. And maybe y'all, true story, I was watching something was that last night? Yeah, I was watching a video on YouTube, and it was like this hairstylist, she was doing hair, but it was someone who, y'all know we talk real life tarot and real life stuff that we talk about over here. And so anyway, there was a girl, and this particular hairstylist, I think she specializes, I don't know her name, I think she specializes in like message detangling really, really matted hair or what have you. So this particular woman that came in, she hadn't washed or combed her hair in over a year. And so her hair was really, really, really matted, like really, really locked up, real matted. And so the woman took her time, and she said it took her like 3 days to just to detangle it. And then she ended up, getting it kind of back in alignment. And so I'll say that to say this. First of all, we don't judge. Okay. There's no judgment about this, but in my own life, I remember a time where, and this was just last year, and it's crazy that I thought about this a couple of days ago, not knowing that I was going to end up watching this video. Come on, 2222. And so I just want to say mental health is very important. Hence this, I feel like this is kind of a mental health reading, if you will. Nurture yourself, the health and healing. Because this was maybe at the beginning of 2023. I was in LA, but things were it may have been, this might have been, y'all, when did I get back to, I got back in 2023. So this may have been in January of, no, when was this? I take it back. It was the end of 2023. So let me tell y'all what I'm talking about. So when I got back to California, I was in a bad place, y'all. Like mentally, I was in a bad place. And I'm going somewhere with the story that I told about the girl who didn't wash or comb her hair or anything for like a year. So when I got back to California and I was in LA, like I was just in a bad place. I was still fairly new to the situation that I was in, and there was just still so much that I didn't know. And I can even remember there was a time where I was so depressed. Now, crazy thing about it is I was still showing up every day, but I was so depressed, y'all. I was so, like, people had no idea. If you've been with me that long, if you've been with me on this journey, people really had message. Come on, hey Bangy, child, look, y'all names, I'ma shout y'all out, but Bangy B Neil. Well, listen, so I was still showing up every day, but y'all, I was so depressed till it just was not even funny, because life was just so crazy for me. And I can even remember there was a time, and I'm not ashamed of this, but I can remember my ear just started ringing, that there was a time when I was in my feelings so much, like I didn't feel, and I at the time, y'all, let me just say this for those of you who know my journey and kind of know and are seeing the progress that's being made. There was a time, oh come on, God, come on, Lord. There was a time when I wasn't even able to take a bath. And the way that I had to take a bath was like I had to find a random sink somewhere. I was in LA at the time, so I spent a lot of time at the beach. And so in the mornings, I would go in the bathroom to the beach, and the beach didn't even have stalls that completely covered, like they weren't tall. So if someone looked over the stall, you could see me in there. So I would get up in the mornings, and mind y'all, it was getting cold at this time, so it's cold outside. And I don't know if I've told this story, but y'all know I'm here to share this story with y'all. And so I would take my soap. I had one container with my soap and one container with my clear water. And I would have to, I would put the soap on me and I would bathe, and then I would rinse off with the cold water because at the time I didn't have any money. And so that's how I would take a bath. And so I would hurry, take all my stuff in my book bag, go take a bath, and then, that'd be that for that. But there was one when it had started to get so cold, y'all. It was cold in the morning times and cold for Southern California, like 40s. But imagine having to take a bath, or what you would say a wash off. Take a wash off. It's freezing cold in this bathroom because it's concrete. And so there was like a week where I didn't take a bath. I didn't do anything, y'all. And all I did was I was so depressed and so in my feelings, y'all. And I say all of that to say, when I was watching that video last night, I'm not triggered by it, and nor am I ashamed by any of this, because my story is my story. But I can remember being in a space where I just completely didn't want. I was just like, I'm not gonna say the cuss word. It was close. I was finna say the cuss word, where I was just like, man, F this. Like I was like, F it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was so done with life and the situation and what I was going through. Thank God for God, Lord. I could feel the tears behind my eyes. Thank God for God that he didn't leave me in that time, because in that time I had left myself. And that's a true story. And so as I was watching, like I was watching that video, thank you, Lord, I received that. If that's your will, have your way. I was watching that. Oh, come on, God. I was watching that video last night, and I was like, I felt it in my spirituals, because I can remember when I had, and it was only for like a week, where I had that moment where I just did not, I had completely given up. I had completely given up, y'all. Um, had completely given up on life and really taking care of myself. And if it wasn't for God and my angels and him just surrounding me at that moment, I can't even tell you honestly what really pulled me out of it. But there was like a week where I was just like, I don't care anymore. It's whatever. Like I had, so I can understand when you're going through a severe depression or something mentally, it can break you to the point where you don't even want to take care of yourself. And so I'm sending so much love, light, and healing energy message. Come on, to any person. Gosh, y'all, I feel this in my spirit, that goes through situations and depression and anxiety and worry, and when life becomes overwhelming to the point where you lose the will to even take care of yourself. It is a real thing. And so as I was watching that video last night, one of the things she was talking about, the hairstylist was talking about, is just, it's why this job is so important for me, because it's why, or not job, or just this, well, job, I guess you will, because it's my job, right? It's why me telling this story is so important, because these things are happening in real life, especially, I thank God, y'all. I thank God that, because I told the Lord, it's so much, and I'm gonna try to get this out in this message, but I thank God that he pulled me out of that mindset and those emotions and those feelings, because I'm just keeping a buck with y'all. Like when I say I had given up, and I was just like, I'm done with it. And so I understand the mindset of someone that is overwhelmed by life. And so just know that you are not alone. I feel like I can understand, not completely, but I kind of can understand the direction, like as I see different things of like why the Lord had me to go through that, so that I can talk to people and say, hey, yes, it gets hard, but you really are not out here by yourself. And the Lord allowing us, those of us who he's given this assignment to pour into people, to know like, look, I know it's hard, but you ain't got to look like what you're going through. Case in point, I told the Lord this yesterday. Y'all, I ain't have the money. I did not have the resources. I was just like, I just don't be tripping about it. And so I'm talking about this because of the fact that we're really talking about this health and healing, right? And this nurturing yourself. So I'm using myself as an example so that you can have a practical example of what just trusting in the Lord and believing in him and allowing him to strengthen you and allowing him to renew your mind on a daily basis, because he still has to do it on a daily basis. So, message. So, as many of us, the Lord has given some of us a responsibility to pour into people. Message, to pour into people. And because of my situation and my circumstances, I told the Lord yesterday, I didn't have any money. I ain't had no resources or nothing, right? And yes, of course, y'all see new hair, who this, right? But let me tell y'all, over the as you if you've been watching these videos, y'all know I've always put my makeup on. That's always been my thing. And so one of the things from that point last year up until now, I have made it my personal commitment that I'm not going to look like what I'm going through. I'm not going to look like what I'm going through. And so even yesterday, now mind y'all, true story. Let's talk about my hair, because this is one of the things that I'm having to commit to now. One of the things, like I said, personal commitment. I want you to drop that in the chat. I'm not going to look like what I'm going through. I'm going to commit. I don't care. I know it's hard. But I don't care if you can do just one thing. If all you can do is get up and comb your hair for the day, put it in a ponytail, throw some gel on it, some mousse, conditioner, whatever. I'm proud of you, because sometimes that's all you can do. Sometimes all you can do, if I don't care if it's just putting lotion on your body. There was a time when I didn't even want to moisturize my skin. Like, people really don't understand message. People really have no understanding of just 12:15. I'm telling you, this Gemini, that Mercury retrograde, 12:15, that was the date. There may have been something important that happened that day. This is why it's so important to recognize if you're going through something and you start feeling like that, it's okay to feel that way. But I want you to make a commitment to yourself that you don't have to look like what you're going through. And so this is something that from that point, me telling y'all that there was that 1 week where I was just like, F it, and I don't even care no more. I did not care about nothing. I didn't care about bathing. I didn't care about keeping my hair together. I didn't care about nothing. And so from that point to this one, when the Lord pulled me out, I said, I'm not going to look like what I'm going through. Most people would see me and wouldn't think that I live in a car right now. Why? Because I make it a point not to look like what I'm going through. But I also went through went through the season where I didn't even care. Message, hey, Karen Hill, I didn't even care. I didn't care about what I look like. I didn't care. I didn't care about none of that, y'all. And so slowly but surely, the Lord has healed me and helped me to go through the transformation and the transition of nurturing myself again and caring about myself again and taking care of myself again. Hence, me making sure that I'm getting up every day and I'm putting my face together and, like I'm making body oils. And so I have my oils and I'm staying moisturized and make sure I'm taking care of my hair. That had been one of the things I had not been doing my nails, like things that I've been able to learn how to do myself. And so I hope this made sense. And I hope that it helps you to understand that there are people that have gone through similar situations and are still going through that every single day. But I want you to do your very best to commit that you don't have to look like what you're going through, and know that there are those of us who completely understand what you're going through, how you're feeling. We may not have the same circumstances, but the circumstances can bring the same feelings and reactions. And just know you're not out here by yourself. And so I'm sending so much love to anybody who has ever experienced that. And just know you're going to be all right. And you got people out here who are supporting you and rooting for you and willing to help you. To come out of it. Okay, you're not out here by yourself. I know that kind of went, I know it was kind of went left. I wasn't intending on telling all that, but it's important that we recognize, come on, listen and obey, that we recognize that people be going through stuff, and you don't know what people are going through, y'all. And that's one of the things that I saw in that video last night. You don't know what people be going through behind the scenes. You don't, I like, for me, one of the things, come on, God, one of the things, like, people don't be understanding. I get it. I'm saying, y'all, you better say it. Get up here and serve with a smile message. Hey, Stephanie, but that don't mean that I don't have life that's life. And life is life, and y'all, the enemy on my neck. Okay, he on my neck, but God, but I serve a bigger God, so I don't let the enemy have that kind of power and control over me. And when he can't get to me, guess what? He'll go after the people around you. So it's been some crazy stuff happening in my life, but I'm determined to keep doing what God has asked me to do. I'm determined to just not let the enemy win. Drop that in the chat. He won't win. Okay. Let's clarify the positive change, and you're seeing the situation clearly. Come on, committed to the cross at the bottom of the deck. Prayer, walking in your purpose, unwavering faith, and following Jesus. Because I'm going to go where he's leading me. I am going to do that. All I do it. Here we go. What we got? I should have just took it. Y'all have meant that in your spirituals. Here we go. This is Deuteronomy 28:13. This is listen and obey. If you listen to these commands of the Lord your God that I'm giving you today, and if you carefully obey them, the Lord will make you the head and not the tail, and you will always be on top and never at the bottom. Drop this in the chat. Ain't nowhere to go but up. Some of us, it's like one of those situations, and I say us, y'all, because I don't put myself above anybody. And that's one of the things I tell the Lord all the time. It's like, I don't put myself above anybody, because I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how much success or wealth that you got. Everybody got something going on. And so I say us because ain't nowhere for us to go but up. Drop that in the chat. And ain't nowhere. No, it's also changing perspective, right? This is so funny. Look, the spirit of truth at the bottom of the deck. So y'all remember last week I ended up going to the mountain. Me and my daughter went up the mountain again. And so remember, I told you, like, I had a whole different perspective, and it was like a perspective shift that, yeah, I went up and the up was hard and it was challenging, but it was just as hard coming down as well. Sometimes sometimes the difficulty in coming down is the consequences that we just talked about in Proverbs, right? Now you have to deal with the consequences of the decisions that you made while you were on the way up. So I hope that made sense. Like now that you got to the top of the mountain, now whatever decisions you made in order to get up, you gonna have to still face them and deal with the repercussions of them, whether good or bad, coming down. Okay, so understand that. So that's the first thing. But what I will say, more than anything, I feel like maybe going up, maybe these uphill battles, maybe the struggles, maybe just like the thing that, like I just told y'all, that happened for me at the end of 2023, those things gave me a completely different perspective and way to look at it, and it literally changed my whole mindset. It made me focus on positive things, because I never wanted to feel like that again. I never want to experience that again. I never want to. It was not a good place to be. So for some of you, sometimes, yes, you got to force yourself to find something positive. And is it easy? No, it's not. I'm not here to try to make it seem like it is, but I do know this. And one of the things that helps me to come out of things always is like my children. And so the Lord started circling my children around me to really just help me to kind of overcome and come out of that energy. So who are some people that you can surround yourself with that will make you feel better, or put you in better spirits. If don't you don't want to be, because the thing about it is when you're going through a difficult or a challenging situation, you don't want to be around people who are very melancholy, negative. So some of you, this is what this is about. The positive change that needs to happen is making sure that you're around people who are positive message, inspiring, motivated, listening to positive people, because when you in a bad place, the enemy will come in and try to keep you in that bad place, and definitely trying to make you just rehash the situation just over and over and over. So just be mindful of the company you keep, the stuff that you're watching, um, even simple things like that, the music that you're listening to. I'm telling you, look, Under Attack just showed up at the bottom of the deck, because he'll try to use whatever you're going through to keep you in that negative mindset. So we want to make sure that we're focusing on the positive, and not the negative, because he gonna try you, especially if he know that you already in a low place. Okay, spiritual warfare, witchcraft, the enemy's playbook doesn't change, mental confusion. So yeah, because that just came up, I do feel, I think I mentioned this, there was an attack. I know I'm here to tell you that yes, I have been under attack, and I mean it's heavy, and I mean it's heavy, 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 heavy. Probably stuff that I never even would have thought could happen in my life, but it's happened. Okay, so just know that I definitely know that some of you are so close to your breakthrough. You're so close to, because you continue to listen and obey and just follow instructions and do what the Lord has asked you to do. The enemy knows that you're graduating. He knows that you're moving forward. So stay prayed up is the one thing that I can say. Stay prayed up. Make sure that you are continuing to pray, that you are continuing to just stay close to God. That's one thing. Come on, like the Lord may be calling you to the top of the mountain, because he called me, because I'm like, Lord, what? The mountain. But when I go up there, it's one of the closest times that it's being something about being closer to heaven for me. It's the same thing when I fly. Like I love being there, because message, hey Romanita, it's about being closer to God. So some of you, yes, people be like, what did you do? Nothing. I keep talking to God. I keep talking to God and praying for strength. And I still have my moments. I had a moment yesterday where I broke down and was crying. Bro, and this, let me tell y'all, because listen, I didn't, like I was saying this earlier, yeah, because I be just telling the story, child. This just be me helping people to get through real life situations. So didn't have any money. I don't be tripping about not having any money. I'm like, Lord, I'm just grateful that he blessed me to be able to get everything paid, so I don't be tripping about, like, long as I have food to eat, and I don't even worry about food, because the Lord say, why are you worried about what you'll eat or drink or any of that? I don't be worried. I just be trying to take it day by day. And so I was randomly just kind of sitting here, didn't have anything going on. I was just sitting, and y'all, kid you not, random, somebody blessed me, right? And I tell y'all this all the time, 5, 10, 15, $20 can make a difference for me. It can make the difference between me having a meal, having gas, being able to get to the gym, all this kind of stuff. So somebody ended up just blessing me randomly, and I was like, OMG. Killer thing about it was, like, I needed stuff. I needed soap, and there was some like personal items that I needed to get. And so I was able to get that. And so I went to the gym yesterday, and when I went to the gym, I washed my hair, and my hair had been in the little twist that I had did like about a week and a half ago. And so I was sitting here yesterday, and I told the Lord, I was just like, Lord, I say he blessed me, to be able to do my nails myself. And so I'm grateful for that. And, like, I make my own body oils and stuff. So I'm able to, do that stuff. I said, man, the only thing that I hadn't really tried to do myself, like for real, is my hair yesterday. And so my daughter ends up calling me, and I'm talking to her, and I was combing my hair out, and I was like, man, I was like, the only thing that I really don't have nothing going with is my hair. And so I was like, I want some braids so bad, because I was like this close to big chopping it off again. And so my daughter was like, you could do some crochets. I say, what? She was like, you could do some crochets. And so I was like, you know what? I did watch that about a couple months ago. I was like, I did watch it. So I know what to do. I was like, and it don't seem like it's that hard. So sure enough, she was just like, yeah, and she had done hers before. So she started telling me how to do it. And so I found one video and the girl show I saw it wasn't even a whole video, child. It was a reel. And I watched the reel and I was like, what time I done looked up the hair store. What time the hair store? Because it was Sunday, right? I looked up the hair store. They didn't close till 6. I flew to the hair store. Then I spent all the money that I had. I think I ended up spending like $41 to get this hair. And so I sat here and I started it and I ended up having to wait because because it was so late. I ran out of light and I don't like sitting with my headlight on or my lights on when I'm in the car in the dark. And so I was like, well, I just finished it today. So I finished it today. And so it's stuff like that, y'all, where stuff that I used to do all the time, going back to how I went through this period where I wasn't trying to take care of my hair. I wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying? Just like do the normal stuff that I used to message, that I used to do. Not Crocodile Dundee icon dies. OMG. Doing the stuff that I used to do. And so again, the Lord had to remind me of my commitment to me saying I'm not going to look like what I'm going through. And so it's stuff like that we're talking about this again because we're talking about nurturing, and I'm sharing this with y'all. Come on, ears to hear. I'm sharing this with y'all because I need somebody to know that, like, I understand, right? I understand. And I laughed at the Lord with the Lord the other day because I said it'd be funny because my messages don't be like probably anybody else's messages that you're going to hear tarot from. But my messages are here to let people know that there's real life stuff that's happening, and it's the stuff that we don't talk about that we need to talk about. The days that you don't feel, it's days I don't feel like going to the gym, but if I don't go to the gym, then I can't take a shower. It's days that I don't feel like combing my hair. So the Lord is in this season, y'all, where He's trying to put us where we need to be. But message, come on, 4616. But it's like Him needing us to do what's necessary for us before He can put us into this next level that we keep praying for. You got to start taking care of yourself in order for the Lord to place you in your new season, your new beginning, your new opportunity. You got to make sure that you are making yourself a priority. Let's see what the card is. I don't know, y'all. It just feels like this is a lot of it's okay to take care of you energy. Message. Come on, the harvest, committed to the cross, back at the bottom of the deck. Archangel Barbiel, angel of reaping and sowing, harmony, balance, meditation, releasing what no longer serves. Because this is the thing. This is harvest. Like the Lord. Yeah, child. This is about restoring balance within yourself. This is why it's so important to make sure that you're taking some time to take care of yourself. And again, I always got because they could keep talking about it. I got to come back and say that when the Lord wants something to happen, that you don't have to worry about where it's gonna come from. I literally said it out loud and was just like, I don't know how I don't know what to do. For my first thought was like I wanted to buy something else for my nails, and I was just like, no, I don't really want to do that because I have probably 130 like things. I have the stuff for my nails, and so I was like, no, I don't really want to do that. And at the last minute, I was just like, man, wouldn't it be good? Wouldn't it be a blessing to be able to do something with my hair? And so the Lord made a way for me to be able to do that. And so for some of you, sometimes that's the thing that we'll use is like, it's priorities. Come on, Lord, it's priorities, like making the little things about yourself a priority. Like I told y'all, you'll very rarely see me without my nails done again. Why? Because I know how to do them myself. I can't say this hair because y'all know I'm gonna put this hair up in a wrap. What? Man, that. But it's like the little things that for those of you who are going through something that's challenging or difficult, it's like that getting back to self, like back to self. I want somebody to drop that in the chat. I'm getting back to me, getting back to who you truly are, who you know you are, and doing the things that make you feel like yourself. My hair used to always be done, y'all. That was something that I did consistently. But I also realized how many years I said this to the Lord today. I say, Daddy, it's been like 4 years since I had my hair done. 4, y'all. 4. I hadn't had my nails done since last year, and because I got them done for my birthday when I was in Dallas. So it's stuff like the little things that you can do to get back to feeling like yourself. And that's what the Lord is talking about on this, is like helping you to get back in balance with yourself, which is why it's like you got to make a commitment to this, make a commitment to improving your health, improving mental well-being, physical, spiritual well-being. Like we got to come on, spirit, we got to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves on every level. Not just, yes, it's cool to go to the gym, but what about your spiritual health? What about your mental health? Mental health is so important. So mentally, how are you dealing with things? How are you processing things? I told y'all I had a moment yesterday. Somebody blessed me, and I broke down and started crying. And it wasn't even because I got anything going on. It's simply because the enemy is on my neck. And so I'm like, okay, Lord, like, you know what I'm saying? And I just had the moment. In that moment, I was just so grateful for the safety that the Lord provides and making sure that my children are okay. But it was in that moment that I just had to get it out. I don't have anything. I don't want to say it like that, but it's like I just had a moment where I was just so grateful because the Lord is really keeping a shield of protection around me and my family. And it's been rough this last month or so has been pretty hard. And so the Lord is going to still encourage you, even when life is life, and to do the little things to make sure that mentally you're on top of staying on top of the little things. That's what and I hope that made sense. Okay. Prayer. So just making sure that every area, every aspect of your life is covered, right? Let's see what else. Okay. Yes, you can do it. Protection. That's Archangel Michael. That's coming in like, and that's part of what I was saying. Like, man, the Lord is your child. If he ain't got your angels around you, I can't make this up, y'all. So the fact that, look, this just fell off. Who sees God? This is angel of unconditional love, all-knowing vision, universal peace, healing anxiety and worry. Tell you, can't make it up. Balance the crown and heart chakra. We're not just talking about balance the heart and the dove. So helping for some of you, what the Lord is trying to bring a sense of peace into your life. He just wants you. For some of y'all, this is literally just saying, and I know this kind of been all over the place, but this is just saying this is your season of self. Drop it in the chat. This is my season of self. This is my season to make sure that I'm healthy and I'm whole and I'm happy. And it's not selfish to focus on you, because many of us have put so much focus on other people that we put ourselves on the back burner. And this message is literally, if I could sum it up, it's like you need to be your number one priority. And for some of you, that's what the Lord is calling you into doing. Okay. Like making yourself a priority. Yes, it's going to be some people that may feel some type of way, but it's okay for you to choose you. Okay. Drop that in the chat. I choose me. Something about relaxing. You can do it with yoga, clarity. I'm done. That's it. Throw the whole card. Throw them away. Throw the whole cards away. Because the Lord said, he said what he said. Meant it. That's it. Just call me blessed at the bottom of the deck. That's it. Thank you, Lord. And that ends the message, because the Lord said what he said. For some of you, this is like, relax. I got it covered. Relax. I got you covered. I need you to focus on you. I need you to focus on your healing, your happiness, your well-being, mental, spiritual, emotional, physical health. Y'all know I got a Planet Fitness membership. Shout out to Planet Fitness. Y'all know I'm an advocate, because y'all already know. Let me just tell y'all, oh, come on, God, this is the other thing. I was not expecting this to be the message for today, but it's all about motivation, because this is Monday, right? But let me just tell y'all. So remember, we just talked about the time period of my life where I went through and I was just like, man, I was just like, F it, right? So it was not long after that I kept on getting this unctioning. This may not have been, this might have been, it was the beginning of this year, y'all. It was in 2024, because right after that, I just kept on saying to myself, man, I need to join the gym. Man, I need to join the gym. Mind you, I ain't have any money. So y'all know I am a Planet Fitness advocate. I have a link for Planet Fitness, a referral link if you are interested in joining Planet Fitness. Um, so I just kept on getting this unctioning in my spirituals. Like, man, I need to join the gym. Man, I can't wait to join the gym. This was me sitting here like, man, I can't wait to join the gym. And finally, one day I was on Facebook, I think, and I see this thing pop up at Planet Fitness or it was like a Planet Fitness ad, and it was like you can join for $10 a month. I was like, what? For real? So I went to it thinking it was a gimmick because I was like, man, because I think I had y'all, when I tell y'all I had $17 to my name, $17. And so I was like, I'm gonna go see. So I went to the website. And sure enough, y'all, I was able to join the gym for $10 a month. So I didn't go that day. I waited until I was like, okay, well, I'm going to just go. I chose the gym that I wanted to go to. And I was like, I'm just going in the morning. And I kid y'all not, that was when I was finally able to start taking showers. But remember, I just got done telling y'all I had spent so many months, y'all, from June 2023 up until January 2023, where I was just having to make it work in the bathroom. And so it was after that breakdown that I had where I was just like, I forget it, I'm done with everything, that the Lord then blessed me to be able to join the gym. And I've been going to Planet Fitness ever since. And so it's stuff like that, like, people don't talk about this kind of stuff enough. I don't know, maybe we don't talk about depression enough, or maybe we don't talk about, we hide behind our pain so much, and we hide behind smiles or whatever, that people just think that everything be all sunshine and roses, and it really don't be. So many of us suffer in silence. And so for some of you, it's just understanding that you're not out here by yourself. There are many of us, many of us, who are dealing with things on a daily basis. This is also the Lord coming through to say, listen, you can relax. I got you. Okay. I got you. You can relax. Some of you, maybe yoga is something that you need to do. I've never done yoga, so I couldn't really speak on it. But this is about the Lord saying, listen, if I say I got you, I got you. That might be the title for this, because it feels like the Lord is letting somebody know that a big part of, and yes, it's all spiritual warfare, right? Because that me just giving up on me and giving up on life and giving up on self, yeah, it was definitely an attack. It was definitely warfare. It was because it had been a long time since I had been in that energy. And the last time I was in that energy ended me addicted to some things and losing my nursing license, right? And so, but one thing that I know, one thing for certain, two things for sure. If the Lord say he got you, then he got you. And for some of you, this is about you coming out of that particular attack. Maybe again, that was something that you were going through over the last month or so, the last 3 weeks during the retrograde. I know I did. And so this is about you coming out of that, which is now affecting things positively in your life as well. Recognizing when it is warfare, recognizing how it's affecting you, recognizing, for some of you, this is about recognizing how the warfare that you're experiencing is affecting your life. And when you can recognize it, then you can combat it. I think that's why the Lord has me talking about warfare so much, because when you can recognize it, then you'll be like, oh, come on, the clarity. Thank you, Lord. Under attack. Look, that's a true story. When you can recognize it, it will help you to combat it, because you'll know, like, this ain't me. This ain't what it is. It's not who I am. And so for some of you, that's what's happening, is the Lord is teaching you how to recognize when you are under attack and how those attacks are affecting you, and then you being able to make positive changes to help yourself move forward. Okay. That's it. I'm so sorry if this message was scattered. It just feels like this particular message is very, very, very focused on health and healing and self-care and taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, loving yourself, and every day just taking one step to get back to self. Every day just taking one step to feel like you're getting back in alignment with who you are, who you're meant to be, your regular energy. It has taken months. Can I just tell you, it's taken almost a year. Okay. So this is nothing that's going to happen overnight. This is something that you'll continue to work at, that you'll continue to, the Lord will continue to help walk you through. So don't think it's going to happen overnight, but just make a commitment to yourself. Come on. We've had the committed to the cross card. Just make a commitment to yourself that every day you're going to take one step towards your health, your healing, mind, body, spirit, emotions, all of it. Okay. So that we are balanced on every level. Okay. That's all I got. Lord, I hope this helps somebody. Y'all, make sure you shop with me, Germaine.com. Go get you some Spirit and Glam in your spirituals. Hydrate your soul and things. Drink your water. Say your gratitude. Have a fantastic and an amazing day in purpose and on purpose. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. You deserve to take care of you. Okay. Make you a priority.